Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, wherever you are today. Happy to join you and talk about quick and dirty AI apps. And I know there's a bunch of them, but I really like these that I tried out recently. And yeah, today, hopefully you walk away with some tools in your toolkit that you can say you're a prompt engineer or a AI engineer without programming. So I think I started this whole series with this, I would say, declaration that the convergence of no-code, data, and AI today is one of the most powerful combinations of technical improvements. And the reason is that it empowers more people that are creative or have engineering talent, but may not necessarily be super expert at particular programming or databases or AI. Now, with generative AI, they can do a lot without knowing how to be an expert at these things. They just need to have an idea. No code means anyone can make things. Data in and out is what makes these things useful for people, so that you can make something that somebody else can use, either as an API or as an app or as a chatbot. And then AI itself allows for the complex tasks to get done without traditional machine learning. That's where the generative AI can take on the work. I want to thank our customers who basically sponsor us in doing cool things and showing it off to you. We have a bootcamp series that we finished recently, and we're planning on doing another one. Just give us feedback for where and when you would like it. We will do continuously virtual bootcamps, but we want to do some in-person ones soon. Just go to Kona.io/bootcamp. The agenda is where we talk about strategy and theory, design patterns with LLM, no code and code LLM stacks, building a custom chatbot. If you don't know what LLM is, it's not just an advanced degree if you're a lawyer. It's actually called large language models. Today's agenda, we're going to just do an unboxing, if you will, of two software as a service tools. One is called Brancher, another is Rubber. I'll start out by walking through the general site and what they claim to say that they do, so the use cases that they say that they support, and then I will go into the app itself. Brancher.ai, it says that they have 100 ready-made templates that you can monetize and share your bots, so that's unique. The AI powered app, you can make it in minutes, and you can connect to many AI models, so not just a text LLM model like GPT. And Brancher.ai actually, I don't love their look and feel. Maybe I just have dark mode and I'm not a big fan of these colors. But apart from the colors, which is abrasive to me personally, I have nothing against green. It doesn't look that great with black. It is simple. It's really just got 3 tabs on the left side: your apps, your template library, and the subscriptions. And the free version allows you to make unlimited AI apps. And essentially, the reason it's free is that you end up using up credits, and then you can buy more credits because you have to pay for the use of these bots if it's using a model, right? Anyways, that's what I'm using. I'm using the free version. When you log in, I was just messing around with it. It's got, again, a very simple app editor. Most app templates has a tutorial. You could also, if you make an app, set a tutorial. You choose a few things for how it looks and what the form is going to ask for, what the flow and logic is. And there's more to it that meets the eye here. Actually, there's a lot of cool stuff that can happen here. And then there's another one which is I think the monetization part of it. You hit publish and it's done. So pretty easy, I would say. So let's take a look at Brancher. Let's log in. And for those that are listening, Brancher.ai, they say that they're the ultimate AI model connector, that you can make apps in minutes, you can monetize and share, and 100 ready-made templates. Okay. Do I need to know how to use this platform? No. Know how to use code, know how to code to use this platform? No. Can I monetize my unit creations? Not yet. That's. Is it safe? Is it secure? Yes. Is there support available? Yes. Okay. And when you go up to their models, it at least looks like they talk to Whisper, which is voice to text. They work with GPT, obviously, the new ChatGPT, as well as GPT-3, DALL-E, Stability, and MidJourney, so you can do images. So already I'm kind of, oh yeah, here's MidJourney. Already I'm kind of impressed by what they claim to be able to work with. And I'm just going to go ahead and log in. And I've already logged in using Google, made it really easy. And I've got a couple of apps, which I'm going to delete it. Right. And I'm not going to make one, but I'm going to use one. So let's see, we've got, I want to use that album creator. Yeah, not a great way to find stuff, actually. No filtering, but I guess that works too. So we've got an album creator, cover creator, and you can give it certain inputs and use it. So what I'm going to do is actually use it as a template, and I'm going to customize it. And this has happened to me every time I make a one. So it says, uh-oh, you have to hit back home. When you hit back home, it takes you here. And then you got to log in again. I don't know if it's just a bug or it's my computer, but here, we got apps. So it shows up. Okay. And what this means is that this is my version of that particular template. Shows that I now own this template and I can share it with other people. It has two models that it uses, ChatGPT and DALL-E. There's obviously no usage history. I can open it in a new tab. And since I haven't published it, you can't see it. I can go ahead and edit this. So what does it do? It's an album cover creator. Generate unique album covers for music artists by providing a text description to come up with interesting themes or concepts. You know what I'm going to make this? I'm going to make it a 90s video game box cover creator. Okay, create unique software box covers for software vendors by providing a text description to come up with interesting themes or concepts. All right, we'll see what happens. Okay. The form, it takes in 4 inputs. So name of the artist or band. So we're going to say name of the developer or studio, right? What's the genre, right? Yeah, so technically it could be, so we'll say this like, Blizzard, Activision, genre could be first person shooter, strategy, right? So themes or concepts, self-discovery, freedom of expression, futuristic, battle, let's see, war, puzzles, right? kind of board games. There were so many different types of games back in the day. I don't play games anymore. Additional preferences and constraints. Yeah, so okay, this is fine, right? And then I can move, right, this thing up and down, but oh, it doesn't really let me do that. So I guess it doesn't really matter, but if I wanted to delete something, I guess I have to delete it. I can't really drag it up and down, so not great, but I can manage. And then the logic is basically I can have one or many different steps in this flow. So in this case, it sends the prompt to ChatGPT, and the output is response 1. And I can say output is not visible, right? And the output of this is visible. What that means is, do I want the thing that ChatGPT is getting, coming up with as an output? Do I want it to be shown to the user? In this case, no, because I just want to show them the actual picture. So how is this actually doing it? It's taking what I'm giving it in the form of these, questions for this wizard, and it then inserts those into this prompt. And this is prompt engineering. So create a text to image prompt for a software, or I'll say game developer or studio or game studio that makes blah video games. Use a theme, which is, okay, that will still be relevant, to create a software box cover art that embodies a theme and genre, make the cover highly artistic, blah, 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 blah. Keep these additional preferences and constraints, which is coming from the prompt. These input boxes. And then it takes the prompt from there and sends it to DALL-E, and then the output of that comes back. So this is the ChatGPT 1 response right here, coming into this. In this image, do not include any text in the composition, extremely detailed, abstract, creative. Okay, now here, I can use any of the inputs from my form and the output from the last step or any of the previous steps. Actually, many things are like that. So like Zapier or Make has the same concept, right? Anything downstream, you can, upstream, you can use downstream. And I've done this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it. I'm not going to publish it, but I'm going to try it out. So I'll say the studio is not the game studio. The genre is what I like to play: real-time strategy, themes or concepts, space, let's say hyper-realistic. So that's a term I've learned in visual prompt engineering. So it's running, and obviously it has to talk to ChatGPT first before it can talk to DALL-E, because it needs the output from ChatGPT. And DALL-E takes time too. It's, it's got to do some extra pushing with pixels. It's coming. While that's happening, I think I can do this. So it tells us, basically, it's going to probably take 3 credits. It's going to run for about 35 seconds, and the flow efficiency is high. And we can, so anyways, this is I don't know what this is actually. Let me try something else. I'll say first person shooter themes or concept would be medieval times. Maybe they have crossbows in medieval times. We'll see. But what it's doing is it's running ChatGPT with my inputs to create a prompt that then sends to DALL-E. Now, I'm only using 2 major steps, but you can have many, many different steps, right? I'm going to see one more output, and then we'll move on to one of the other templates. It says prompt is too long. Okay, that's fine. Let me try again. But And by the way, MidJourney and Stable Diffusion are way better than DALL-E. So if I wanted to, swap this out, I could say Stable Diffusion or MidJourney, right? It's not available right now, but hopefully they will have it soon. So look at that. That looks kind of cool. Right? It made that from what I gave it. And DALL-E is DALL-E. It's not MidJourney. But anyways, that's Brancher for you. We'll do another one. Business name bot. Okay, let's try this. I'm just going to try it. I'm not going to copy it. So we'll say studio that doesn't do any programming, brand personality, chill, additional keywords you like to introduce, no code, data, AI. Yeah, okay. Submit. The reason it only has one credit probably is because it just does one call. And Chill Code Studio, AI Oasis, No Code Nirvana. Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, if you wanted to see what this prompt was that made this, you can say use this template. Oh yeah, this happens. By the way, this, bugs and stuff, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I believe that lots of software that's being created now online is going to end up like this. They'll make it, they'll get some users, and they'll just abandon it, and they're not going to continue maintaining it because nobody's paying for it. I'm not paying for it, right? So edit. Here's the flow. Give me 10 ideas for names, right? That's it. That's the prompt. So if you have other prompts, you can build these bots. You can share them with people like this, right? And it gives me a link, and I can then share this with anybody to use. All right. So I love this tool. I just hope that they keep extending it, making it better. And if they don't, that's okay. There's other people that make cool software. So let's take a look at the pros and cons of Brancher. So I think it's easy to use in general. Here's just some thoughts, right? Just 4 steps. You log in, you have, if you wanted to set up a tutorial, but basically your description, your color of the thing, your input, your form, inputs, your prompt manager, where you have different steps, not complicated. It's not like Flowwise or Langflow where you have all this graphs you have to worry about. It's just a sequential thing. It's easy to share. And, although the sponsor use part is basically, you can pay for other people to use it. That's kind of useful if you wanted to share something as a utility for your team members. And they don't necessarily need to have, they don't need to have an account. Quick and dirty, allows you to experiment with prompts and get feedback. So you don't have to go pull down code and make like a chainlit LangChain thing to get feedback. You can just do it with this. Your assumption is that if I make a prompt that does XYZ with ChatGPT, it'll be useful to people. This could be a really good way for you to find that out. And it works with so many different models. Technically, it only works with ChatGPT and DALL-E, but let's just say it will eventually. Cons, I don't think you can use it as an API. That would be cool. And then you're stuck in their closed system, essentially. I mean, the only thing you really have access to is the prompt. And you can't really see how people used it. I don't think you can see what questions people ask. But you know what? Maybe you don't care. Next thing we're going to talk about is Rubber.ai. When you look at the screenshots, you'll see some of it says Hubble.ai. And that's because it's the same company. They have 2 different products. Hubble was, I think, the first product where they were trying to do writing and chat bots and no-code apps. And I think they separated out the writing tool as Hubble and the no-code app builder and the chatbot as a separate thing called Rubber. They have supposedly 30 templates. You can publish in apps and bots. You can whitelist it so that only certain people have access to it. You can, should I say whitelist or should I say white label? I think I meant white label. You can make it look like it's your app. And you can embed it in else like Notion if you want to add it to Notion or your website. You can connect your data with files. The screenshot shows that you could potentially connect Notion, but I don't think you can. I think it was just fluff. And then you can chain prompts together, very similar to Brancher. The website, when you go take a look at it, as I said, Hubble is in a separate app now. You can log in. Apparently, Google Palm 2 models are now available. It's offering two things: custom UI or a chatbot, and looks like it basically stole the UI toolkit from Notion and used it, and that's fine. A lot of people do that. So that's where it like shows potentially loading data from Notion. It's not really doing that. Anyways, nice looking website. When you log in, there's a way to choose whether you want to make a chatbot or a form. When you choose to make a form, you get to choose a template, and then end up looking like this. If you've used any no-code tools in the past, it's very similar. Pare down, and then the chatbot editor or chatbot designer, excuse me. They keep bothering me with chat here. Oops. So anyways, let's take a look at Rubber.ai and see what they can do. I'm going to close that. I should already be logged in. I guess it didn't remember me. Yeah, there it goes. I can make a chatbot. Easy. I can give it a name. Call to action button. I can make a different link there. Style. I'm not going to really mess with that. I'm going to add a new data source. What can I put up there? All right, so I have some papers I can upload. So some scientific papers. Say AI papers, right? And I can put multiple files in here. I can also put CSV, so it can take different types of files. Text, PDF, or CSV. And looks like they're all uploaded. And I don't have any existing files, so I can't use it. So you can have a bunch of files and then have different data sources with different files. And I'll put archive here. Okay. Great. Hopefully it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't show a save button. All right. Prompt. So I have a choice between Google and ChatGPT, Google's Palm 2 model. This is not BARD. I think it's different than that. And we'll say here, actually, you know what? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because I want to see how smart it is, whether it already wraps my user input with the data that I have uploaded here, because I only have a way to explain what to do. And then because I can share this, if I can publish this little chatbot, I can also update the SEO. I'm not going to do that right now. And let's go ahead and try it out. How can I help you today? What's the difference between React and Flare in LLM retrieval augmented generative AI? Okay, so save your app. Okay, I saved it. Okay, still saving. I can embed it in line, or I can put it as a popover. Right, it's kind of cool. Say Do-do-do-do-do. It's pretty good, actually. And I don't know if it knows that because I gave it 2 PDFs, one for it's wrong. It hallucinated. Yeah, and it made this up. It didn't get it from my files. I guess, oh, you know what? Because it still hasn't processed all my documents. But you know, that's a chatbot. Maybe when I come back, it'll have indexed those documents. I'm gonna make a form app. Omnichannel builder. Okay. Right, let's save it. This time I have an option to change the workflow, right? As a marketing expert, blah, blah, blah. And it's similar, right? The form gives me inputs. This is similar to Brancher. My workflow allows me to do different steps. And I can tune which model. I believe I can tune. Yeah, so I can tune which model I'm using. So can I do another prompt? So I can take the input or output from one prompt and put it into the input of another prompt. That's good. I would have expected that if it says it can do this. How do I delete it? Let's see if I can again. I have to delete it. And let's see if I can use it. Say 40s and 50s. On awareness. The message. Some people, there's a new service in town to take care of their second homes when they are not around. I guess I can't use it unless I publish it, or I have to preview it probably. Yeah, there you go. 40s and 50s. Brand awareness. Good problems to have. And this is the look of the app that you create, and it's kind of like the Brancher app, but it's better in that you can embed it, right? It doesn't show you any of the Brancher or Rubber logos, although I think if you publish it, it will show it unless you pay for it. This looks pretty good, right? You just copy it and then use it. Okay, so that's Rubber. Coming back to our presentation. So easy to use app editor. You know, form builder is pretty good. Prompt manager is pretty good. Not complicated. Easy to share. You're essentially sponsoring it when you're giving it to people, because people are not able to essentially pay for it, right? So anything you're creating, you're basically sponsoring the use of it. Quick and dirty, same thing. You know, last experiment with prompts, get feedback. Now, major con is that you can't do multimodal, meaning or multi-model. That's what I meant. Meaning you can't use MidJourney with the output of the Google Palm, and you're again stuck in their closed system. But it's a good way to prototype your chatbot. Some key takeaways, I would say, between the two is that, you know, I say that the 3 pillars of LM engineering are prompt engineering, data engineering, software engineering. Yeah, you still got to do some, you know, prompt engineering, You still need to know what and how these prompts are used, right? The input of one being the output of another one. See how to create these domain-specific bots. So when you look at these templates, you can see what they're doing. You don't need to do any data engineering. At least in Brancher, there is no such thing. You're just using what the thing is providing you. And for Rubber, you upload documents and it supposedly takes care of it, mostly behind the scenes. And then no need for software engineering. All you're doing is clicking and pointing and connecting up prompts. So yeah, I would say it's really easy to get started with like a legitimate MVP. Like if you know something about your industry and you know how to create prompts, you can expose it as apps and chatbots relatively easily. Now, be aware of the lock-in. I look at these as stepping stones to creating your own with something like LangChain, Llama Index, semantic kernel, that you have control over the data, you have control over the users, you have control over all the prompts, where they're stored. But when you're just getting it done, just try it out. It's worth it. And that's it. That's it for today. Thank you and dream big. And if you're interested, check out our Discord, which we'll send you a link in the chat. And also check out Coder.io. There's always new links being curated on data, NoCode, AI, software. Check it out. Thanks, everybody. And you have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.